Hello and welcome back to Strongman High's Dash. Life is a mishmash. We are back, the OGs, Becca and Jenny, for a general catch-up.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Well,
Again, we always leave it a while, don't we?
we always leave it probably a little bit too long, but to be fair, I think our last episode was like the 23rd of August. No, that was Grunbum.
Was it Brendog?
No, our last one was We Are Outside.
Oh, yeah.
But that was a
That
good
was nice.
month ago, I reckon.
That was really nice.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, today we are just at home in the studio. The studio! It's just a room in my house. But we are planning on getting a proper studio set up at some point and then fully converting to video podcasting. But
You don't need to see this.
no, you don't need to see this.
We're just drinking tea.
We're just drinking tea, having chats.
My
basically.
cup says racism.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It says race finisher. Jenny can't read.
It doesn't.
But yeah, so I thought we'd do a little like catch up of life events, stuff like that. Obviously, I have a lot to answer for from just absolutely disappearing after Natty Worlds. And then yeah, I haven't really posted anything on Instagram either. Lol.
I don't.
I just needed
don't
some
ever
time
post.
off. Nah, I got really good and really consistent, and then like Natty Worlds was like a big like, oh fuck this, and then after that I got married, and that was a big like, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then I've had like a really good 2 weeks of life, and when you're just having a nice time, you just don't.
You don't think about that stuff because, well, you're not looking for any validation from the outside world, are you? And let's be honest, that's exactly what social media is designed for.
Yeah, 100%.
But you've not required that in the slightest.
No, I've just been enjoying life, like doing my own thing.
Doing normal human stuff.
Doing normal human stuff. But yeah, Natty Worlds, I'm going to do a quick...
Let's go over it then. So, first of all...
First of all...
Oh, well, you were already discussing the travel with Grumbum, weren't you? So...
Yeah.
That was a bit of a fuck on, wasn't it? The ferry.
Yeah, the travel wasn't great there, which, like, it never is.
What about the ghost?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
it was the ghost.
Maybe it was the ghost. So we stayed in the same house that we'd stayed in for Irish Strength Cup, which when we were at Irish Strength Cup, there was 5 of us staying in there. And, like, we all joked about it being haunted, but we didn't get really any spooky vibes. But then when we stayed there for Natty Worlds, it was just me, Emma and Molly, and we were all in separate rooms. And on the first night, it was just like, I'd stayed up a bit later than them two. They'd both gone to bed. And then when I'd gone upstairs to bed, like laid down and I was reading my book, and then I heard a massive slam, like a door, like downstairs door slamming. But I was like, I'm the last one up, so it's clearly not anyone else. And then I waited, and I'd heard like footsteps and stuff, and I was like, oh, it'll be all right. I'll just shut my eyes and pretend it's not here. But then I'd got up and gone to the toilet, gone back to bed, and then I'd heard like people on, like someone on the landing, and I thought, oh, it must just be Emma or Molly going for a wee. And so I'd just gone to sleep. I'd got up the next morning, and we'd all like been discussing stuff. And Emma and Molly were like, no, like, we didn't get up after you. Like, no one got up. And then Molly had said to me, oh, like, in the middle of the night, I thought you'd gone to the bathroom and then stopped and stood outside my door and thought, like, you were waiting to come into my room. So I turned the light on, expecting you to, like, see the light and come in. And you didn't. And I was like, oh, no, I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
That's fucking awful.
So we were pretty much aware by after the first night it was definitely haunted. And then I think the second and like third night, I can't remember how long we fucking stayed there, but like we were hearing noises all the way through the night, and like Emma woke up every night at 3 a.m. hearing like people running up and down the stairs, and just obviously we all just ignored it and went back to sleep. Which is a bit intense, but yeah. And then on the final night, Molly had got the flown home, so it was just me and Emma in the house, and we'd put a cottage pie in the oven to warm up, and then we'd gone through to the living room to watch TV while we waited for it. And we were just waiting for this pie to like go off, and in the house, in one of the living rooms, there was a picture of Jesus on the wall with a red light underneath it, but we've never seen the red light on. And there was no switch to turn that light on, so we all just ignored it, as you would, like just pretend that doesn't exist. So when we were sat in the living room waiting for this pie to cook, all of a sudden the fire alarm went off. Now I was like, I wasn't in the 100%. I'm wide awake and know what's going on state of mind.
Yeah.
So the fire alarm went off, and I panicked and froze because I fully expected to run through and the light be on Jesus.
Right.
And then something terrible happened. I was like, this is probably the end of us now. Like, the ghosts have had their fun, scared us for a couple of days. They're probably just going to murder us now. Emma, on the other hand, ran through like a lunatic and obviously went to check that the pie wasn't on fire. So I followed slowly after her, just sacrificing her completely. But it was all right. The Jesus light wasn't on. But also, there was no smoke in the house and nothing was on fire, but the pie was ready.
It was really, really dramatic way of the ghost telling you that the pie was ready.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. So
It's
I think...
too much, guys.
I think they were friendly ghosts, to be honest. They didn't really... I mean, they kept us awake a little bit through the night, which was obviously annoying, but it wasn't too bad. But I would stay there again. Like, I wasn't offended by them. But the fire alarm was a bit scary. I had full panic. And Emma was like, why didn't you run? I was like, well, because I was pretty convinced we were going to die. And I was hoping
so
you
you're just
were going to
sit there and let it kill you?
I'd have just taken it, yeah. Me and Molly discussed this on the first night we were there. And we were both, like, just done. Like, I think the Europe's Internet Worlds was the stupidest idea any of us have ever had. And on the first night, like, I said, like, if a murderer came in now and wanted to kill us, I'd just let them do it. I wouldn't even fight. I'd just be like, all right then, mate. Like, I couldn't give a fuck. Do it. Like, just fuck off. I'm so sick of this. And we were just banking on the hope that Emma would, like, have enough fight for all of us and
she is
like,
feisty,
save us.
isn't she?
Yeah, she did say, she was like, it's disappointing that me and Molly felt that way, but just can't help how you feel sometimes. I just didn't care. But then I also think that's a great segue into how I actually felt about the full competition. Yeah. The fact that the night before, if a murderer had come in, I'd have just let him do it.
Yeah. And it would have saved you pulling out, wouldn't it? So,
well, exactly, yeah. I wouldn't have had to go through the embarrassment
what
of it.
What happened in your head going into Natty World?
Well, I just don't think... To be honest, I think the be-all and end-all is I just didn't want to do it. Like...
Yeah.
I think that's all
it was. It was very clear to see.
I just didn't want to do it. And I was in a foul mood on the Friday when we went for waiting. And everyone, what annoyed me even more was everyone being like, oh, you're just hungry, you're just thirsty. I was like, no, I'm just furious.
Don't tell me how I feel.
Yeah, like, I'm not even fucking hungry and thirsty, mate. I couldn't give a fuck. I'm just angry. But yeah, I think because of how angry I was on the Friday, I think I already knew on Friday that I wasn't in it. Like, I didn't give a fuck. And, like, the morning when we got there, the Saturday, usually I do get a bit nervous. Like, obviously, I don't outwardly admit that to anybody, but I am usually a bit nervous first event. Like, it's all a bit jittery, isn't it? Like, that's a very normal thing. What's that flashing?
The ghost in the reindeer head.
Oh, no. It's all right. Maybe it's just the one we were talking about, friendly ghosts. But, yeah, I don't know what I was fucking saying. I just didn't want to fucking do it, basically. No. That was it. But yeah, when I got there, I wasn't nervous. I think I wasn't nervous because I didn't care. And then I did the first event, and, like, it didn't go badly, but it didn't go great.
That's
like,
usually the decider, though, isn't it? It either gives you fight or it makes you want to just quit.
Yeah.
And, yeah, there was definitely vibes from you that were like, 100%. Yeah, I can't be fucking arsed with it.
Yeah, well, I think the fact that, like, I didn't fuck up the first event, but it wasn't my best showing. Like, I definitely have the ability to press a 90-kilo log after a ladder. Like, that's not out of my realm of possibility, and I just didn't really fucking care. Like, I missed the first one. I missed the first log, the 60. Fuck that up. Fuck the 80 up. And I was just a bit like, nah. And then, yeah, the frame was, like, the final finisher for me. I just fucking couldn't get the cunt off the floor, but obviously I had that herniated disc that was causing me a bit of an issue, and then my bicep had been niggling in the warm-ups for frame, and I was sort of like, I'd pushed a lot of that out my head. I'd pushed it out my head for Europe's as well, but I think by that point on the frame, when I just couldn't pick it off the floor, I was like, there's something not right with me, like, something's not right. I should be able to pick this up. Like, in my head, my goal for that frame had been to do at least one length with it. The fact it didn't even come off the floor, I was like, oh no. I'm not where I was hoping I would be. No. And yeah, it was just... it was embarrassing. It was an embarrassing showing for me, and people like I had a few obviously conversations before I officially pulled out, but the general consensus was most people when I spoke to them were like, I think you know what you need to do. Like everyone was sort of like,
Yeah.
you know what you need to do. A few people were like, well, like maybe just try and see how you feel for warm-ups, like because Husafell was next, which again not a bad event for me.
No,
like,
but it's a lot of back and bicep, isn't it?
yeah, and like I was thinking about it, and I was nervous about warming up for Husafell. I was
Yeah.
thinking like, well, fucking hell, if I do put my back out again, or if I do fucking pop my bicep off again, like I've had the warning signs now, and if I don't listen to them, then I'm gonna look a dick, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look back at this moment and think you had a choice there and you fucking made the wrong one.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was pretty much my decider. Was just that I was scared. Like I was scared to warm up, and I thought this is fucking. I'm not having fun if I'm scared.
No.
that's just
No, that's
fucking
not
shit.
nice.
So yeah, that was my decider. Really, just. And it was the right decision because the minute I did it, I thought, fucking nice one. Felt great.
Yeah, you look chuffed after that.
I was buzzing.
Aye, absolutely.
Yeah, I felt like just like a weight had been lifted. I felt like a different person. The minute I just was like, yep, nah, I'm not doing any more. And yeah, I felt great. And I enjoyed the rest of the comp, like, which I wouldn't have done if I'd been competing. So yeah, it was good. And I think I need to, looking forward to like next year comps, I'm going to only do the comps that I want to do and that I enjoy, because I've done a lot of comps over the last few years, and I think now I need to be more picky, which I said I was going to do this year, but then obviously I didn't get the choice because Bicep decided for
Yeah.
me. So, yeah.
That's the thing, you've got your experience now in the sport. You don't really need to do all of the competitions. You can cherry pick them now.
Yeah.
And especially, like, being natty, you've got to allow a little bit more time for recovery after each competition.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that would be too much for one of the biggest roid heads in the world. Fucking doing two in quick succession.
Yeah, it was hard, and it was... I was not ready. I wasn't
No, you
ready
weren't.
for it.
And let's be honest, you did fucking mint at Europe, so
yeah, I was fucking
it
buzzing
was
with that.
kind of like your body wasn't in a position to put in a good fucking shift
Yeah.
a weekend after
No.
Europe's. But also, even if you'd have won Natty Worlds, it's not the same kind of climax as podiuming at OSG.
Well, this is what I was sort of like thinking. Like, I was thinking, even if I do win this, like, or if I do get on the podium, like, because I wouldn't have been upset. I haven't pulled out because I knew I wasn't going to win it.
Yeah.
Like, I would have happily continued if I'd had a good enough showing, because I knew I was able to get podium at that, like, at Worlds, definitely, 100%. But I knew it was, if I was going to do it, it was going to be fucking hard fought anyway, and my heart just was not fucking in it at all. And then Emma's brother, Ben, said to me afterwards, he was like, if Natty Worlds had been the week before Europe's, would you have done it? And I thought about it, and I was like, nah. Nah, I wouldn't have done it. Because in the nicest of ways, like, I knew I could get podium at Europe's, and I could have, like, potentially pushed for that win. And I've got a payday there.
Yeah.
Like, I won $1,000 for doing that. I wasn't going to get that for Natty Worlds. And, like, I got all that free promo for Official Strongman. Like, they had loads of Instagram stuff. They sent us all the pictures from the comp for free.
Well, I sent them to some people.
Ooh, burn. Drama. Well, I got them.
Fucking lol.
But, like, I got so much free promo and I got paid for it. Whereas Natty Worlds, like, I wouldn't have got any free promo and I had to pay to do it, which obviously I had to pay for Europe, but, like, I wasn't going to get a payday out of Natty Worlds. And, like, realistically, as an athlete pushing forward,
You need to get a little bit of money back.
I need to start making something of it. It needs to give me bonuses. Otherwise, like, what's the point? I know we're doing it for fun, but, like, the fun of it is winning money and moving forward, isn't
Aye.
it? So, sorry, Natties. Sorry.
Never mind.
Who cares? Anyway, much more fun than that. Wedding.
Oh, mate. Absolutely fucking fabulous. What a wonderful weekend that was.
It was, I think, the best weekend of my life, hands
I think
down.
hands down the best fucking wedding that I've been to. And I try not to go to many weddings because I hate them.
I think because it wasn't a proper wedding, wasn't it?
It wasn't real, no. It was
basically like a festival.
But it wasn't real, and yet it was the most real of a wedding that I've ever been to because it wasn't really cringy and flashy and bollocky.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I like being the center of attention when I'm doing strongman stuff, like, or when I'm doing like athletic things, or when I'm in control of it.
Yeah, but you were really awkward.
Yeah, like in real life, I'm not that person.
No, you're not.
Like, the thought of walking down an aisle made me want to die inside. So I did everything possible for that not to happen.
Good.
And like, yeah, we had our little cute ceremony on the Friday with like 7 people. And then, yeah, it was just a sesh from that point onwards.
It was wicked.
Big old sesh. But yeah, I want to do a yearly one, but
I would also like that, but maybe other people have to muck in and
might have to
pay for the
turn it
privilege.
into an
Like
actual festival.
contribute towards the hire of toilets and showers,
Yeah,
electricity and stuff.
Well, we were saying what we like. Now we've done it. That was like a dry run for like future events, because like we could do a strongman comp like that.
Fucking totally, mate. And
It
that
would
would be
be
mint, wouldn't it?
So good. Like we could easily do like a farm strongman comp
Fucking
over there,
right.
and it would work fucking perfect. So yeah, it was absolute class crack. And yeah, it's a married woman now as well, official.
Good lass.
Official. It's exactly the same as it was before,
Exactly.
except we've got
Except you got a ring on it.
got a ring on it,
Hey.
and there's so much alcohol in this house.
There
It's a
really is,
joke.
isn't there?
There
It's
was
not
so much
something that
left
I see
over.
when I walk into your house.
Nah, well, we're not big drinkers, me and Ben, ever. But then, like, obviously with the wedding, like the Friday, I don't think I was planning on not getting drunk on the Friday. That
Well,
went fucking
you
tits
failed.
up immediately. Yeah, I was smashed. But then I think everyone else was as well, and so we did another alcohol run on Saturday morning and bought even more. But then everyone brought their own as well, so then it was
Yeah.
just out of control the amount of alcohol that was there. But we can use it for the next one, can't we?
Exactly.
Carry over. But yeah, best weekend of my life. I cried on Monday morning when I had to go to placement.
That's hilarious.
I was in the car and I was like, this is terrible. Real life is awful.
It's like the worst kind of blues because it was like all of your favourite people around.
I know.
And like doing something fucking wicked. Like the come down that you get from a festival
Oh, yeah.
is awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, you're off your fucking face on drugs or alcohol
yeah.
the whole time.
And you're just having
seeing
the best
mint
time.
fucking bands, having a brilliant time.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Like I could relate to that.
Yeah, it was a big come down, like, it was so good. But like that Saturday, the fucking bouncy castle and stuff. Didn't realise how hard bouncy castles are as an adult. Like, you've got to really work hard
you
to
do.
bounce.
Yeah.
And
There's no springs and a bouncy castle.
Nah, I feel like I should have got a trampoline because I would have enjoyed that more.
Might have increased the danger though.
Definitely would have increased the danger because the danger was already fucking sky high. I can't believe no one really got proper injured. Well, you did, didn't you? Lost a tooth. Well,
That was
top
on the
of one.
pig.
On the pig? Oh, that was the crackling,
That was
wasn't
crackling,
it?
yeah. So I've got my Potterfest scar.
Potterfest scar.
Not forever though. It's getting corrected on Tuesday.
Sad. I think you should just own it. Cracked tooth.
Just
life.
spiky.
Oh, little spiky teeth.
It's because I was shit at brushing my teeth as a kid.
I'm shit at brushing my teeth now when I'm an adult.
Why have you got such nice teeth?
I haven't. They're tiny and they're really yellow, but it's because of...
They're not really yellow.
Have you ever... Do you know that snooze packets that people put under the teeth? They're not called that anymore.
Oh yeah.
They've got a cool name now. I can't remember what they're called. But when I was like younger, I used to use them when I was in Japan a lot, when I was ski instructing, because you couldn't obviously be smoking tabs in front of kids.
Ah, right, I see, yeah.
But we used to
be a
use like
smoker.
the little snooze packets, and you put them under your gum. But the ones we had were really strong, and they used to bleed like brown tar. So like my canine teeth are just so much more brown than the rest of my teeth, and that's literally from that. And I can't change them.
Can't tell.
They are.
They
look.
all look relatively similar coloured.
Nah, they're
But they don't look brown, mate.
These ones are really
They're
like...
kind of creamy.
Yeah, they're
They're
not
a bit
white.
creamy. They're not brown.
But I can't. My teeth are too sensitive to whiten them, so I'm just gonna have to have yellow teeth. For
I
the
just
rest of my
don't
life.
understand the whole whitening of teeth.
I'd love to have white teeth.
It looks alien. Right, so back in the day when Friends was a thing, and one of the episodes, Ross goes and gets his fucking teeth whitened, weeth tightened.
Weeth tighten.
Yeah. And then he goes on a date with some lass who's really into like fluorescent lighting, and then he smiles at her, and the teeth are ridiculous. Like, we laughed at that. We laughed at people that looked like that, and now it's normal to look like a cunt like that. I'm sorry, but it's abnormal. You're a fucking alien if your teeth are too white. They're supposed to be a little bit coloured.
Yeah, they need to be a little bit, but like, I'd like mine to be whiter. Mine are quite.
I couldn't give a flying fuck.
Well, you just.
I couldn't give
yellow teeth,
two fucking brown shit.
Well, anyway, I want white teeth, but
yeah, pot crackling, excellent, fucking top notch at your wedding. Roast pig.
It was
Spit
really
roast
good.
piggy.
One of my friends who's a vegetarian apparently went up to the hog roast man during the wedding and like had a bun and said, "Oh, is there a vegetarian option?" This hog roast man was just like a random dude. Like, he does hog roast, but we paid him cash. Like, he does hog roast. He's an old boy, he's just like a farmer who does hog roasts on the side. And he went, yeah, I do, and got a potato that had been cooked under the pig and put it on a bread bun for her. I was like, here you go. And like, didn't do anything else, just let her go.
Why would you ask
she
that?
Stood there just like, what the fuck?
It's a sign, guys. Come on, don't be a fucking goober.
Yeah,
Eat some meat.
It wasn't the most vegetarian-friendly wedding, but not the.
I really don't care.
99.9% of our friends aren't vegetarian, so yeah, unfortunately.
Spit roast lettuce.
Yeah. There was some halloumi and some cheese. Other cheese, not.
But if you're a vegan, get out.
Yeah, there was no.
Just leave.
There was no vegan options.
No. Fuck off.
But yeah, it was good. The gladiator duel we had was really intense.
I agree.
I've never been.
I
hit
was
so
exhausted.
Hard in my life.
I try really hard when it's a fight.
Yeah, I know, and I didn't really engage that until after the first round, and
I saw your head right open. I was like,
yeah, you just fucking want.
I'm gonna clock her right on the fucking head as soon as the buzzer goes. Boom.
Yeah,
and then did it over and over again, and then you were wise to it. So I went under. And I was like, Yeah,
see? I did try. I tried to get a bit more aggressive, but
you were too drunk.
I was way smashed by that point. I was half cut.
It was excellent. If you ever like want to fight me again, you have to be half cut.
Nah, that's well unfair.
No, I think that's really fair.
I didn't think it was fair, but it did mean that every time I fell over, I just didn't hurt myself, I just bounced.
You did. You fell really well.
It's like
very funny.
When they have car crashes and people like, if you smashed, like, you just don't injure yourself, do you? So you're just like a rag doll.
That's not an incentive to go out drink driving.
No, I'm thinking more if you were a passenger, but... always
be
safe.
Drunk if you're a passenger. Richard's a much better passenger when he's drunk.
See, I'm not. Ben hates me when I'm a drunk passenger, mainly because I try and get him to drive to Macca's or kebab shops or something.
I see, okay.
I'm really, like, aggressive about food.
You are an aggressive eater.
I just fucking love food.
Fucking right. And so Jesus Christ, that the dessert. My God. The wedding cake.
HHB. Oh. Yeah, Hedgehog Bakery for
wedding
dessert.
Which is really difficult to eat when you've just lost a piece of your tooth, by the way.
I bet it was sore.
It wasn't sore, it was just I was still trying to keep it in place, but I had to, like, bite it on that side, away from it, and just heads up, guys, if you haven't been to Hedgehog Bakery, it's girthy.
They're girthy, yeah, they are big. Everyone was saying to me you should have cut them in half, but then I feel like that... it just wasn't as nice. The whole point was that it was decadent. It was too much.
It was too much.
Yeah, that's what I wanted it to be. Way too
I never
much.
finished one in one go. I had to wait a few hours before.
Can't relate to that. I've done a couple of them in a go. I work there now.
What?
It's my job. I'm a Hedgehog Bakery person. Yeah, no, Rachel was asking me the other day if I wanted a job. And I was like, yeah.
Don't you already have too many jobs as it is?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I've no time for myself at all, but it's fine because I enjoy doing that. But yeah, I did my first shift on Friday, and it was great fun. So yeah, if you want to come and see me, I'm at Hedgehog Bakery usually on a Friday.
Have you ever heard of Ritalin?
No,
I don't think that might be a sensible thing for you to start pursuing.
what is it?
What they give people with ADHD.
No, because then it's just going to make it harder, isn't it? I won't be able to do as many jobs.
That's right, yeah, okay.
The whole point is that I can multitask. Nah, it was really good fun. I enjoyed it. And I was making coffees with the coffee machine, the fancy coffee machine,
Nice.
doing frothy milk. The only problem is I couldn't really differentiate between a latte and a cappuccino. So I do
Right.
need to watch some YouTube videos on that.
Yeah, you do.
Because everyone was getting just frothy milk coffees.
Right.
There was no sense. People asking for stuff, and I was like,
Most of the time, I don't think people know what they're getting anyway. Is it a sit-in bakery or is it a takeout?
take out.
Right, so they wouldn't have even been able to fucking tell whether it was cappuccino or latte.
Well, exactly, because it was in a takeout cup, and I did sort of think if someone comes in and complains, I'm just going to be like, hey, look, it's my first day. I've never even used a coffee machine like this before. I'll just make you another one.
Was it like a proper barista setup
Yeah.
class?
Like a proper, legit
Nice.
coffee. I made myself a couple as like a practice, but like I just need to learn a bit more. But yeah, doing the bakery stuff was class. But I'm not great. I'm not good at baking. The hardest part was not licking your fingers because obviously like commercial bakery.
Yeah, don't do that.
Nah. But
I mean, do that, but not while people are looking.
I'm just not gonna do that because health and safety.
Oh, that.
But yeah, and did lots of washing up. But they had one of them big hose pipey things.
That's
which was
fun.
great fun. Really enjoyed it. Hate
Wow.
washing up usually. Enjoyed washing up using that. So yeah, it was good fun. So yeah, if you want to come drop down Hedgehog Bakery, I'm usually there on a Friday. Come and say
Boom.
hello. I'm not
That
going to give
in
you a discount.
Bishop.
Yeah, good old Bish Vegas. But yeah, so that's been my life. What have you been doing?
Absolutely knows. Ireland was fun. Really enjoyed that trip. It was nice to have a holiday for a change.
What nice things did you do there? Anything exciting?
Probably not exciting to most people, but so like the other type of people, like me and yourself, we kind of scoped it out so that after Natty Worlds we would go home, be at home for a week before your wedding, because that would be a bit too much camping
Yeah,
and
a lot of
time away
camping.
from home and a time away from the routine and stuff. But we scoped out like 5 days of bashing about in Ireland and just mooching about. So we headed over towards the west coast, and this was pretty much like last minute planning. I booked the ferry maybe 3 or 4 days before we departed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we didn't book any accommodation until we got there, and just kind of swung into campsites and saw if they had any spaces. So we went to Sligo first,
Yeah.
which was fucking gorgeous. My God. Yeah, we did a bit of walking, and then we travelled down to Akil, which is a little island. You go over a little bridge onto this tiny little island. There's a big fucking hill on it. Well, there's a few big hills on it, but that was lovely as well. Just, I don't know what it is, but it has like Scotland vibes, but it's not Scotland. It has Welsh vibes, but it's not Welsh. It has England vibes, but it's not England. It's like, it's familiar, but it's very unfamiliar in
Yeah.
a really, really nice and magical fucking way.
Yeah.
I'm totally in love with the place. I'm fucking sold. Absolutely fucking sold.
in.
Excellent. I thought the people were fucking spot on. There were hilarious and gorgeous accents everywhere. Fucking ale and whiskey sorted. Like, that's my drink. They're my
Yeah.
drinks. Fucking sorted. Absolutely fabulous. Loads of great seafood because we were on the coast. It was fucking top draw.
I feel like you would just you fit into Ireland really well, don't you?
Yeah,
you could be
I'm
an
kind
Irish
of
person.
wild and wildernessy kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't... even the cities themselves were not city.
Yeah, I don't think they're as bad as like English cities,
No.
are they? They're not as busy, I don't
They're not.
think.
They're not as built up. There's not as many people in them. I fucking hate people. Like, I just don't get city people. I just don't understand it. There's no draw for me to somewhere that's completely like clogged up with people, where you like sat on top of somebody else.
No.
It's revolting.
Yeah, I agree. I like it for like maybe a night, but then I'm done. Like London would be fucking too much for me. I'd
London is
just never
way
go
too
there
much.
ever again.
I need at least 5 years between London visits to get over the last one.
I just don't think I'll ever go again unless there's another
I think
pandemic.
we'd have to, because there's good things in London. But you have to know when you're getting out.
I'll wait for a pandemic.
But 3 days in London was not the one. It wasn't even 3 days, was it? It was longer because we had to do the weigh-in the day before and all that.
Oh, for
bollocks.
Europe's, yeah, no, that was.
That
to be
was
fair,
torture. That
I don't think it was. It was worse for you because you fucked up with your accommodation. But mine,
even so, mate, like it's
alright.
exhausting being in London. I hate it.
My worst part of that was getting dinged by that fucking ULEZ charge and having to pay them 180
yeah.
quid on top of everything else. It was the most expensive comp I've ever done.
No, that's bollocks.
And then a missed podium and fucking didn't win any money. Terrible.
Fuck off.
Very expensive.
It was. I was glad that I won a purse on that one.
It was better this year at York. Defos York's well better to do.
You're in one or two camps though, aren't you? Like some people were complaining that it wasn't in London this time because that's more central, but
Nah, fuck
I
off.
don't care. I like it where it's accessible to me in the north.
Me fucking too. The North's just better anywhere. Like,
It is.
I wouldn't go any further down than fucking.
It's cheaper. It's got more space. The air's a bit cleaner.
Yeah, and York's lovely, and it's not expensive to stay at York if you're sensible.
True.
It's not that bad at all.
You book it far in advance. Was it even announced enough in advance to be able to do that?
Can't even remember. I don't remember
I don't
anything. Neither do I.
Yeah, so
Whatever.
Ireland was lovely. Absolutely going back. Your wedding, lost my tooth. Great. You know, there was a guy with his willy out as well. It was amazing. Watching you and Chloe fight in the sumo wrestling was a highlight.
Oh yeah.
As was John the Flasher. As was your cousin who couldn't even talk on Friday night.
Rose,
She was so.
She got pretty
She
paralytic.
was completely incoherent.
But then she was fine.
She was absolutely fine the next day.
Yeah,
and not
absolutely
even
fine. Not even hanging.
not
nah.
even like pissed
Kids
the
in
next
it.
day. Oh, it
They
was
just
great.
bounce back.
So funny. Oh yeah, watching them lads lick pig fat out of the trays at the end of the Saturday night as well. Fucking
Yeah.
greasy bastards.
And it wasn't even like there was no food left. There was loads
They
of
were
food.
drinking bottles of UHT milk at the end because they just couldn't find any more calories.
That's so funny.
Little weirdos.
Weirdos. It was fucking
Yeah,
great.
it was belter, mate.
So there's just so many little funny stories from that wedding. We'll relive it forever, I think.
I think so. That's what they're for, innit?
Yeah.
And camping. I like camping.
Me too. It
I
worked
love a good
so
excuse
well as
for
well.
camping.
And like everyone, like it was such a
That
setup.
field's not even that knobbly either.
No, it's
Like
not
I
bad,
thought
is
it would be really uncomfortable, but it's
Yeah,
not.
no, it wasn't bad. I think we were just very lucky with the weather. If it had been raining, we'd have been fucked. But
Yeah, and that's just pot luck though, isn't it?
Oh,
You don't know what
100%.
you're gonna get until it's the day of.
Nah, we were hella lucky there, like that, because that could have fucked it completely. Like it wouldn't have been
Right.
bad, but it wouldn't have been
It wouldn't have been as
enjoyable
much
that.
fun. No.
Nah, definitely not. But yeah, so yeah, good fun times there.
Yeah. Cool beans.
We should probably talk about strongman.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's happening in Strongman right now?
God.
So much drama.
I
Can't
actually
believe it. I think that's all it is now. It's not even a sport anymore.
It's
It's a
just drama.
sitcom.
yeah. To be fair, I
So
agree.
it's kind of like Hollyoaks.
yeah.
I feel.
And I hated Hollyoaks as
Not
well.
even comedy anymore. It's just garbage.
Yeah.
Hey.
I the other day we were talking about it, and like the way I would describe strongman at the moment for me is sour.
Yeah, it's really icky.
It's just not the vibe, not the vibe. Everyone's really aggy. Everyone's fucking putting way too much stuff on socials. Everyone just needs
Yeah,
to fucking calm
Keep
down.
your skid marks to yourselves, and
Yeah, and remember that we do it for fun. Like,
yeah, it's for hobby. It's not for life. Come on, people.
Come on, people.
Settle down. I'm so tired of it. It's
Everyone-
exhausting.
Everybody calm down. But yeah, so, I mean, what can we talk about that's not going to put us in fucking court?
I mean, let's be honest, there is so much, but yeah, we're not in a position to put ourselves out on the line to be sued. So
Absolutely not.
the only real thing that we can discuss is the Unbreakable versus Chaos drama.
Yeah. So I think we were all very much on Chaos's side when it first came out because, like, it was just Shan on it.
It was shitty, you know, no
rude.
warning, no, like, previous discussion. It was just a surprise. Unbreakable's taken over the weight class pathways.
Yeah, and it didn't really make sense because I feel like the weight classes, the men's this year was really good. Like, there wasn't any real drama. Like, everything ran really smoothly.
I don't understand it myself. I don't know why you would change something that's not broken, but there's clearly something else going on behind the scenes that we're unaware of.
Yeah.
And obviously Chaos are unaware of as well.
Yeah, I think that's where the biggest issue is for me, that there was definitely a better way for official strongman to do that. Just to send a text. Just say, sorry, bro, we're not going with this way. But also, like, as well, as a professional courtesy, explain why. Like, you've obviously got reasons why.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think that Darren's the kind of person to explain himself, though.
well,
I think it's
yeah.
just, this is my way and this is my company, and if you don't like it, then you can suck my gold chain.
I think it's odd, isn't it? Because I feel like strongman's still too small for people to be doing this. Like, it's still too much of a, like, family feel community
Like,
for this sort of
teamwork,
shit to
come
happen.
on.
Because everyone's in this sport, like, everyone who's promoting it and stuff like that is in this sport to grow it, because the only way to get more money out of it is to make it bigger, make it more mainstream. And
Is that just where we're going wrong, though? Because we're solely focusing on popularity for profit. Maybe that's intrinsically what is wrong with what's going on at the moment. Like, the growth, all we're focusing on is popularity and profit, rather than making the sport better for the athletes and for the people that are going to come up through it. Like, without going into too much detail, there are an awful lot of fucking people in power positions that are abusing that.
well,
And it's like, that is exactly the kind of cunt that's attracted to getting involved in the sport, because they see such weakness around the athletes and that they can take advantage of.
yeah, but then here also lies the problem, because in every sport you're gonna get that, aren't you? Like, in
Do we
pretty
get it in
much-
Tiddlywinks?
I mean, if Tiddlywinks took off, then potentially, yeah. But I mean, like, every single sport, you're always going to get these, like, top players who come in. I think it's hard, isn't it? Because to move it forward, we need it more mainstream. We need more people. But then more people just creates more fucking
Fucking
issues.
does. So I say it doesn't go any further. Stop strongman growing. Make it small again.
Stop the growth of strongman. We don't want any more
We
people.
want to shrink
We're
it
done.
like a cancer. We need to crush it, stop its growth.
Give strongman chemo.
Yeah,
We're done.
that's it. That's fucking it.
It's just such a weird environment now as well, because, like, people have this. What I don't like at the moment is this whole, like, cancelling of people and just being like, oh, get you out the sport. You're
Well,
banned
that's
for
just
life.
how the world works at the moment. If you say something that's a different opinion to the majority, then you do get cancelled, no matter what
Yeah.
fucking genre of sport it is, or anything politically, fucking pop stars, everything, all of them. You know, you say the wrong thing, freedom of speech doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And, like, that whole cancel culture just fucking infuriates me. I just, like we said before, it just feels sour. Everyone feels sour at the moment. Like, everyone's fucking got sour beans and
It's not
they're
real
spilling
life.
everywhere.
It doesn't matter.
And like social media, again, I think probably one of the reasons why I'm not fucking bothering posting anything because I
because
just
it
don't
doesn't
like it,
matter.
and it's shit. Like
It's not real life.
everyone airing dirty laundry or like posting and fucking aggressively like calling out people on Instagram. Like, yeah, there's a part of it that's funny. Yeah, there's a part of it that's funny. We'll never
And there's a
move away
part
from
of
that.
it that's used for good as well. Like some like messages do need to be put out. And let's be honest, it's media. Like social media. That's the platform that we use in there. So if something needs to be said that's not being said in mainstream media or in your smaller little bubbles,
Yeah.
like this is a news factory. But
Yeah,
we also don't get the truth. Just like you don't get in real media either.
but you're never gonna get the
No,
truth.
you don't.
man.
So people who live their lives by what it fucking says on social media need to go out into the hills and just walk until you realise that it's all a load of bollocks. It's a load of smelly, fucking cheesy bollocks.
It is, and it's funny. I think a lot of people feel like the same. Like, I think it's a shame almost because it does feel like strongman's sort of growing, but not in a good way at the
No.
moment. Like, yeah, it's all heading in like weird directions that no one really wants, but everyone's just like. What I will say, I'm just going to say it out now. Like, the Chaos creating their own British pathway, great. I understand 100% why they've done that. We're just convoluting strongman more. Like, more federations, more fucking pathways, more fucking money for athletes to have to spend to enter comps. Like, it's getting just so convoluted. And again, like, you can see it with powerlifting. Like, powerlifting's more what's the word, popular than strongman, right? But that's because there's like a million different fucking federations.
Yeah.
There's like,
It's also had time as well to its advantage.
Well, you say that fucking strongman's been about for
It's been about since
years.
the 60s, 70s, but before then it was just a circus act. It wasn't a sport.
Yeah, but
Where
like
you could challenge other
powerlifting-
people. But powerlifting's been around, I believe, since like the 1900s or something.
Fuck off. There's no way powerlifting's been about.
How wasn't it?
1900s.
It wasn't specifically powerlifting. It was weightlifting, but weightlifting fell under like strict pressing, snatching. You know, it was weird. It was just fucking lifting weights. But powerlifting was under that umbrella, and then they separated weightlifting and powerlifting to separate sports.
Beginning of powerlifting, 1940s. So yeah, maybe older than strongman. But again, like, it feels like we're sort of following the path of that. But again, when you look at powerlifting, does anybody take it fucking seriously? The people that are in it, but
Yes.
like, not mainstream like media. Like, it's not at the fucking Olympics or anything, is it? It's at the Paralympics though, actually.
Yeah, it is.
I thought they'd taken weightlifting out. There was
You've
talk
been.
of that. I don't know. I'm not paying attention. That's where I've been.
They've got fucking breakdancing in the Olympics.
That was the best thing ever.
I love that Australian lass.
Reagan.
She was
oh
my
God.
favourite.
She was my absolute fucking favourite.
I didn't even watch any of the Olympics.
I didn't.
I just saw that so many times. I thought, yeah, you're taking the piss, and I like that.
Yeah, I do. She's fucking great. She was so funny.
Hilarious.
But yeah, I
It
just.
was like watching your PE teacher try breakdancing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. She was just, and she was like, but she was so serious about it as well, which made it like, because it was almost like, is she taking the mic or not? She must have been. She must have been. There's no way she were taking that serious. But yeah, I think if we go for strongman, getting back to that, like CrossFit is one federation. You're part of CrossFit, and that's it. And yes, it's not the best. There's some people in power that maybe shouldn't be, but it is straightforward as fuck. Like
they've got a smart business model there though, because the sport is the brand. So it's like that's like nobody else can take that.
Yeah.
You cannot be CrossFit without being affiliated through CrossFit.
Yeah.
CrossFit is the sport, CrossFit is the governing body, CrossFit is the brand.
Yeah.
And all of that is protected. You know, they've got copyright of that. Strongman doesn't. Who owns Strongman?
Yeah, literally
The
no one.
the brand of Strongman. There isn't one.
No.
The biggest one that we've got is Who Runs World's Strongest Man,
Yeah.
and that's, you know,
Official.
official Strongman. So
Yeah. But what annoys me, and I think the annoying thing about all of it is, like, official strongman is the biggest brand, and realistically, looking at that as a business model, you should be trying to, like, include all these other federations.
you should be looking after your relationships with all of the other ones.
Yeah, because that's how you grow. That's how they're going to get bigger and better, not by shunning people who then create other pathways.
Yeah.
Like, because all that's doing is convoluting it. So, like, if they'd kept chaos in and let them do the men's or the women's or whatever, then this wouldn't even be a fucking issue.
No.
Like, it seems silly.
Yeah, which is why I'm just like, when are you going to compete again? When I'm, like, sure as shit none of the drama's going to follow me around like a fan. So much easier going out for a fucking run without dealing with all this bollocks.
Oh my god, isn't it? I'm fucking
It's
borderline
exhausting.
over it.
If it wasn't my job,
If it wasn't my
if it wasn't my job, would I fuck be involved in all of this garbage?
See,
It's too much.
I really love it. I love the training.
I love it.
love
And
strongman
it's just
training.
like, mate, I feel so bad that people are in it now and know it as it is now.
Yeah.
And they have no idea how innocent it used to be. Like,
Yeah.
it used to be fucking beautiful. 10 years ago, you know, nobody knew what the fuck it was. People
even
still don't know what
When
the
I
fuck it is.
started, it was class crack. Like, it's only
Yeah.
really been the last 2 years. Everyone's taken it way
know.
too seriously.
I think the problem is, the more you know, innit?
Yeah.
The more people you know involved in it, the more bollocks you know that is dragged around with them.
Yeah.
But when in the initial stages, when you're all innocent and naive, you don't really know shit. But then again, I know people who were very young in the sport who have had a fucking atrocious experience with the
Yeah.
people and the situations that they've been put in at such an early start to what should have been a magnificent journey
Yeah.
through that new exploration in their life. Like, the sport for me changed my life for the
Yeah.
better. It changed who I was and what I believed in as
Yeah.
a person. And for that, I'll always be grateful. But for some people, it has damaged them so much that they feel lesser as
Yeah.
people than they did before they got started in it. And it's like it's left a sour taste in their mouths. And they don't want to be involved in it because of,
Yeah.
you know, the unfortunate circumstances that they've found themselves in, which they should never have found themselves in because of the kind of cunts that the fucking sport attracts.
Yeah. I
Like,
think
the
it's-
majority are mint, and the majority in everything will always be mint.
Yeah.
But
it's always
the
gonna be
bad,
apples.
the bad will always outweigh the good because they're so disturbingly, disgustingly bad.
Yeah. I think
You know, like, well, you know, the majority of the time you have really sweet smelling farts, and then that one fart smells like a fucking rotten egg. And then that's all you can think about for the rest of the day. It's in
Yeah.
your nostrils for the
Yeah.
rest of the day.
yeah, you're right.
And you just
yeah.
don't trust your farts after that, do you?
It takes you a while to forget the trauma of the fart.
Don't be an eggy fart.
Don't be
That's
an
all
eggy
I'm saying.
fart. Well-
Guys, come on. Be sweet farts.
Yeah, I just think it's hard, isn't it? Because I want to get back to that whole, like, I just enjoy it and it's fun times and it's everyone's happy and we all love each other and it's nice, and it doesn't feel like that at the moment.
No, it doesn't.
And it feels far away from that.
So what are your plans going forward, mate?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm doing Middlesbrough's because crack, and it's still
Absolute
city,
crack.
and I love it.
Mint.
And then I'm going to do Strongest in the North because Hartlepool, Northern, and it's
Belter,
crack, and
yeah.
I love it. And they're both good comps with good fun events.
Yeah.
And I just want to just have fun. And then I've also signed up, this is going to cause absolute havoc. I don't fucking care. Fuck yous all. I'm going to do Brits. Unbreakable Promotions
shit.
Brits. And yes, I'm fully aware I didn't do any of the fucking pathway, but that's not my problem.
Somebody opened the door and you walked in.
Somebody opened the door and I fucking kicked it wide open and went straight through. So, yeah, I'm going to do Brits. I feel like it's fair, though. Like, I fucking came second at Europe's.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
there was my invite. So if you've got a problem with that, then send me a message and I'll tell you to fuck
You
off.
basically won best shit person at Brits.
Technically, yeah.
Europe's.
I was the first...
You were the best of the worst,
I was
weren't
the
you?
first British person, so technically already won.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I want to do that, but mainly just because Joe and Rachel are doing it and that'll be good crack as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm doing that. And then my goal for next year, my only goal for next year is to get to Giants Live Brits.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else.
Okay.
I've decided, I've had a reassess of my life and yeah, I'm doing Giants Live. Well, I'm aiming for Giants Live Brits. If I get there, mint. If I don't, then I'll reassess.
Try again next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, next year.
Yeah, and like I think I'm probably done with the natties. I think we'll probably do another podcast on this.
Because you really want peptides, don't you?
Give me
She really needs the trend.
Give me the trend now, please. No, I think I'm probably I think I'm probably done with the natty pathway. I think it's really good, and I'm very grateful for everything that they've done. I think it's a really good pathway, but this year was just not the year for me, and I didn't enjoy the competitions. They were really fucking like that world was really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And and the thought of doing England's, because obviously if I want to do the pathway now, if I want to do Worlds or UK's next year, I have to do the full pathway. And the thought of doing England's in February makes me want to kill myself. So I'm not going to do it.
Who wants to do anything in February?
Fucking no one. And I'm not doing anything in February, so get fucked. I'm not doing England's. So yeah, that's probably...
No!
That's probably the natty pathway done for me. And then yeah, I want to sort of explore the untested versions of myself. But
Yeah.
we'll discuss that in a separate pod, because that's juicy goss. Not for this pod.
No. Not this pod.
And then you're doing...
I'm just running.
Running.
I'm still just running. I like it. I don't really have any big plans for it because I don't care. I just, when you set your sights on something and then you achieve it or you don't achieve it and then you've got this little come down, I just don't want that. So I'm just...
That's very fair.
Can't be asked to go to the gym. I don't care. Running's easy and it's quiet. It's not full of loud, obnoxious music and obnoxious, smelly people infecting my nostrils. I just like it. So, got this thing in November. Yeah. What am I going to do after that? Probably get fat for Christmas.
Good plan.
Yeah. And then start running again in January.
Perfect.
To get the fat off. And be outside again. But
Yeah.
honestly, being outside is mint. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying being outside, and I'm enjoying doing normal people stuff. Like, me and Ben have been going to the pub and having beds at the pub. And then we've been going and, like, getting fish and chips and sitting on benches and eating that. And, like, just things that we've never done before. And, like, that's really good fun. It sounds stupid, but, like...
No, but this is
Never have
wholesome.
time
This
for
is
that stuff.
life, mate. Like, you're just doing life, and that's lovely.
Yeah, like, I'm just enjoying life. So, yeah, I think that's... Well, there was no point to this podcast, I guess, but...
There never is. I don't know why people listen to it.
That's what makes it much funnier, though. But yeah, if you've got any opinions, like, let us know. There is actually a question and answer box on Spotify that you can ask us things on. Sometimes we'll pay attention to it, sometimes we won't.
Mostly we don't.
But yeah, we've got big pans.
I have big pants.
I have big pans for the podcasts. So we're going to try and do twice a month episodes from now on. There may be a little merch train going on some point in the future, maybe.
But mostly just fun. funny things.
Yeah, but mostly just funny things. And yeah, if you want anything on this podcast, or you want to be on this podcast because you think you've got something interesting to say, then
Yeah.
sling us a message.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. Or if you've got any suggestions for silly goose discussions.
defos for silly goose discussions. I have one for today.
I had one on the way to today.
Right, okay, let's stop and do the silly goose song, and then we'll move on to silly goose quickly.
Silly goose. It's silly goose time, where our lips get loose and our minds run free. Silly goose. It's silly goose time, where we chat a load of shit that's of absolutely no use. It's silly goose time.
Silly goose time. Let's go.
Let's go.
What's your silly goose then?
So I was thinking on the way over here, you know, British number plates,
Yeah.
like the last three letters, aren't they?
Yeah.
So are there any, you know, when you get a brand new, well, I don't know if you do, but if you get a brand new car, you get to choose the license plate because it's not yet been chosen for it.
Do you?
So you get a list of what's available on that specific year plate.
Right.
And you get to go through and see if anything like stands out to you, whatever.
Yeah.
I also thought on the way, like, personalised number plates. Bit shit. Sorry, anybody who has one. I just think I don't want to be on the road and somebody be able to identify me
I agree.
by my license plate.
And they
then
also just would never spend
accost
money
me
for
while
that.
I'm, like, getting out of my car because they knew who I was.
Yeah.
So I would also not spend the money on it either. But are there any that are banned? You know, that they just don't print?
Yeah, there
like
is.
HIV.
No, there is. There was one. Oh my god, I remember seeing this on the news ages ago. It was like the ones that like say penis, they like took off or something, or like twat or stuff like that. There is banned ones because obviously if you personalise it, depending on how much money you're willing to spend, you could put anything on there, like anything at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is like offensive ones they won't let you do, like fuck and cunt and stuff like that.
Oh,
I'm
boo.
sure that there's banned number plates. Let me have a look. Let me fact check myself. If you know anything about this, then fucking send us a message. Let us know.
Yeah.
We want it. We
want to see license plates that say like vag, anal, HIV,
banned DVLA number plates. Let me have a look.
bogey.
The DVLA meticulously scrutinises every new batch of number plates, banning any that could be deemed offensive, obscene, homophobic, politically sensitive, or religiously contentious. There you go. So it's the DVLA telling us that you're not allowed to do it. For example, in 2021, the DVLA quashed potential plates such as
I hate Jesus.
P15 off, piss off, prison, PR15SON, PU15SSY, pussy, and SH15TTY. Shitty.
I love that you're actually just saying them out. For those people who can't spell, this is what it says.
2021, the DVLA quickly moved to ban number plates, referencing the global pandemic, so no COVID number plates
Oh my
either.
god.
Bam, bam! Oh, you can't have leather. That's sad. What if you were a lesbian, though, and you wanted that?
Like, lesbians love calling each other leather.
Can't have Jesus either. Can't have bollocks, bullshit, sex ass, or BMP.
I'm just... That's a good one.
That's quite
That's
funny.
a really good one. I think I'm just left annoyed after that one. After that silly goose.
Oh yeah, do you want mine then?
Yeah, you're going to have to put the
Right, so
the mood up.
do you believe in ghosts?
After Ireland, yeah.
Do you believe in animal ghosts?
Yeah.
Like, if there was ghosts, why are we not seeing ghost dinosaurs? Why has no one ever reported seeing a ghost dinosaur?
Now I don't believe in ghosts.
Boom.
Although, me and Richard once went camping, Simonside Hills, Northumberland. And we camped, sorry, by the way, outside a scout's hut. So on their land.
Sorry, scouts.
It was kind of enclosed by some woodland, but you could see the valley in front of us. So it was open, but it was closed, and like there were molehills all over the place. The ground was bumpy as shit. It was awful. We shouldn't have stayed there, but it started pissing down. So we were like, let's bed up. and get in the tent because it started hoying it down literally as soon as we pitched. And there was also running water outside to
Handy.
help ourselves, and we could shit in the woods,
Good
which we
free
did.
water.
Sorry, Scouts. I buried it.
If you buried it,
Just
fine.
so you know, yeah. With my foot, not with a trowel. But yes. So we were in the camp. We were in the tent. I got stoned. I had to sleep. I woke up. Because this is pretty much the routine. When you're in a tent, it's so uncomfortable and you won't get to sleep because there's weird noises. So if you get a little high, it's okay, you fall asleep. And then I woke up and I could just hear like, boom, boom, in the woods, and I'm like, what the living fuck is going on? And you know when your head's just making stuff up, I'm like, there's a dinosaur.
Oh,
There's
no.
a fucking dinosaur in the woods. It sounded, the more I thought about it and the ground was shaking,
The more it was defo
I
the
thought
dinosaur.
that's exactly like the T-Rex on Jurassic Park with the glass of water, and the ripples get bigger and deeper, and then there's a fucking T-Rex there chasing you, and then you're sat on the toilet having a shit, and it eats you while you're having a shit, and then
Sad
it's game
times.
over.
I'd hate to die
What an
having a
embarrassing
shit.
way to die.
Yeah.
Eating while you're taking a shit.
Yeah,
So,
terrible effort.
it turns out we were really close to Otterburn army camp, so it was the firing range, and yeah, they were on exercise that night, so that's clearly what had been going on. But
No
for a moment
dinosaurs.
there, I thought dinosaurs are real, and now that you've mentioned that, I thought maybe
Could
if
have
we'd
been
have
a
had this
ghost.
conversation before that camping episode, I'd have thought that's a dinosaur ghost, so I'd have been
Yeah.
less scared of it, but still scared out of my wits. But yeah, no. Now that you've said that, I don't think that's true at all. And the ghost that I saw in Ireland, I don't believe was real because it was one of those where I had sleep paralysis, so it was clearly a dream. It was just a very vivid dream.
I've had sleep paralysis, and I've had one of my sleep paralysis demons is a radiator.
They are scary.
Just comes towards me, and I'm like, bro, leave me alone.
Have you seen Home Alone though? When the heating
Oh yeah, scary heating
when it
thing.
opens, yeah.
Yeah, terrifying. Yeah, no, that's one of I've had sleep paralysis a few times now, but it is scary. Like, and even when you know it's sleep paralysis, and you're like, I'm aware this is sleep paralysis, you're still terrified, aren't you?
Absolutely.
It's awful.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like it at all.
Did not like. So,
Nah.
do you believe in dinosaur ghosts?
Well, no, but because I'm also a bit skeppy about ghosts in general. Like, obviously,
Maybe dinosaurs don't have a soul.
well, there is that, and then I've just gone on Reddit, obviously, because that's where all the information I ever need is. And there's a very, very good argument here, sort of saying, like, well, if dinosaurs did have ghosts, they wouldn't communicate with humans, because, like, they can't. They don't know that humans exist, because they've been dead millions of years. So they wouldn't know that humans exist. And also, like, dinosaurs and animals, potentially, are like quite uncomplicated. Like, I know you're gonna fucking all these vegans are gonna come at me saying that animals have feelings. Realistically, mates, they don't have that many, do they? It's feed a breed. That's all it goes
we
for.
kind of just create that in our heads to make them more suitable to our lives.
Yeah, 100%.
Is it anthropomorphize?
I don't know. That's too big of a word for me. But anyway,
Where we make things human-like.
Yeah.
So we see faces on buildings.
Yeah.
It's a fucking building. It's not a face. It's not a
yeah,
person.
you sort of try.
Why are you here?
Lumin, hello. She heard about ghosts.
She
and
says,
just
I
wants
have
to
no
come
soul.
Say hello. She was like, "What are you talking about? I have feelings."
Why did you come to me and not your mum? So weird.
She has chosen you. But yeah, the
Yes.
argument basically is that they're not complicated enough to have unfinished business, which would be a usual reason for haunting.
Right,
It's
okay,
like
well,
humans turn into ghosts
I think
because they have
that's
unfinished business.
that sorted that then. You know, the scientific journal of Reddit knows.
I feel
doesn't it?
like everything I read on Reddit, I just believe, so
Why not?
why would you argue with it, I guess? Lumin, your little tippy-tappy toes on the floor aren't helping here.
sausage. Hello.
Lumin's like,
Hello.
podcast server, I'm done
She
with
says,
yous.
I would like to introduce myself.
Lumin, do you have any words for the fans?
Says no.
She's fucked off. She's done. Well, on that note, I guess we're silly goosed out. It wasn't the
Yeah.
funniest one, but I mean, if you believe in dinosaur ghosts, again, let us know. We're going to try and be a bit more, I'm going to say proactive, but we're probably not. We'll try.
No, I'm not going to be proactive.
At some point, I might even make an Instagram page for Strong Woman Highs, but I already have too much control over too many Instagram pages that I don't do anyway.
And also,
so...
you don't want to be on Instagram all that much.
Nah,
Apart from looking at funny reels.
That is literally the only reason I go on Instagram at the moment.
Same.
I've got a quiet 5 minutes.
Reshare my client stories, and then just look at reels all day.
Yeah.
11 hours yesterday.
That's a fucking record, that.
Too much, that.
Sometimes you've got to do it, though. The thing is, my downtime is watching reels. Like, that's when I'm relaxed. And I hate it when people are like, you're spending too much time on your phone. Yeah, but if I'm doing anything else, I'm working really hard.
Yeah.
If I'm watching reels on Instagram, I'm not.
Chill. Be chill.
Yeah.
Be chill with reels.
That's my chill time, so... Yeah, fucking leave me alone.
I don't care. I'm an addict and I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm same. It's under control.
It's not. It's completely out of control. It controls my life. But I'm happy.
But I'm happy, so who cares? Well, we'll call it there. That can do for podcast today.
Good lass.
See ya.
See ya.
Never.